All right, everybody. Today, hope everybody having a great day. First off, today we're gonna be talking about a couple things. Like I said before, getting your dogs to the right people, and the next thing I want to talk about is stop trying to raise these puppies until they get adult dogs in kennel boxes and welfare boxes, and keeping them on big chains, heavy chains, and stuff like that. And then wondering why their legs be certain ways, and wondering why their feet messed up. The dogs need adequate amount of exercise, especially the red boy Jocko dogs. We're talking about big dogs. We ain't talking about no 30-some pound dogs. A lot of y'all used to raising 30-some pound dogs. Then when you get a 50-some pound dog, you raise them like a 30-some pound. You feed them like a 30-some pound, and you feed them adult food. Next thing I want to speak on. Puppies need puppy food. And I done did it before. When you feed these dogs grown food, adult dog food, you can see it in their bones. You can see it in their body. They don't grow the way they're supposed to grow. They don't get the nutrients they're supposed to get. And then a lot of brothers, they claim to be this, or they claim to be that, or they think the dog man that know this. And then at the end of the day, you start seeing that they don't know what they say they know. I don't really know how many ways to look at it besides if I'm raising puppies, right? If I got puppies for sale and I raise the puppies up, I have no problems. Puppies 2 months old, going on 3 months, I have no problems. And then you get the puppy, and then you start seeing bone problems. Within a few weeks, within a month, you start seeing bone problems. It's because you're feeding them different. You're treating them different. And the puppy is at an age that they can, it matters. Every single thing that go in that puppy at the age that 2, 3, 4 months old, it matters. Or you think it don't matter because you gave them adult dog food for 2 weeks while you didn't have no puppy food. You let it held down off that, he ate that. You think that don't matter because you got them worm, or because you got them on whatever vitamins you got them on. You think that don't matter. And puppies eat puppy food for a reason. Grown dogs eat grown dog food for a reason. Puppies need exercise to grow. If you don't give them no exercise, don't expect for them to grow. So, at the end of the day, man, like I said, exercise, exercise, exercise. You can't rely on calcium pills to help you with every damn thing. Sometimes you gotta use common sense. Puppy food, high quality puppy food that's gonna help the bones, exercise. Sometimes if a dog get overweighted, you may have to cut back on the weight. I've seen this before with my own puppies. If they get too heavy, you may be feeding them too much. I may be feeding them too much for their age. You cut back on the food. You see the puppy lighten up, you see the problem lighten up. But a lot of the time, and most of the time, these brothers, they put these dogs on heavier chains than the dog is supposed to have on them. Might be a puppy, and you got a puppy on the chain. And like I said, them little kennel cages, them ain't meant to hold the dog in all day long. It can. But if you want your dog to be up in there, growing like that, that's how he's gonna grow. He's gonna grow kennel crate style. That's what you got, a kennel crate dog now. Don't be raising a kennel crate dog, leaving him in that kennel crate as a puppy, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, never getting no exercise, and then come trying to compare him to what we got going on out here. You don't see me leaving my damn puppies in no damn kennel crate all day long, all night long, forever, and then coming out complaining about it. I work with mine, I rock with mine. Exercise is all it takes. I knew what the situation was. I got too much weight on this puppy. Take the weight off of her, everything else is good. Sometimes we gotta have common sense, and a lot of times these brothers, like I said, you want to be on this level of dog man when you don't even got the basics. I keep telling y'all brothers, you need to start over with your program. A lot of y'all so far gone, you just need to start over with your program. Start back with the basics out here, man. You know, take care of them dogs. Keep them out of them kennel crates. Give them fresh food and fresh water. Like we say, sunlight is gonna be better than all that damn vitamin C that y'all trying to give them. All that calcium pills and shit, right? What I mean, giving a dog adequate amount of sunlight is gonna 100% be better than trying to flush them with calcium pills. You know, taking the weight off of him. If he's too big, take the weight off of him. Look at, and like I said before, look at the food you feeding the dog. What kind of food are you feeding the dog? Because you wouldn't believe how many people will lie to you in your face like they feeding this dog puppy food when they feeding the whole yard the same thing, all of them eating adult food. Not talking about nobody in particular, like I always say, just in general. Oh, and another thing I want to comment on, you wanted to comment on, you mean to tell me at the ADBA Nationals that they just had this past weekend, at the ADBA Nationals, a Cane Corso puppy won best puppy? How is that possible? You see, we starting to see money run that ADBA like we told y'all. You see, whoever the judges want to pick, whoever the judges' friends is, whoever hosting the show, they do all the winning. They friends do all the winning. How in the hell can a Cane Corso win best puppy in a pit bull dog show? Nowhere in America would any of them other breeds let your pit bull come and get in their show. The fun show is different. Cane Corso can win the fun show all day long. But when it comes to best puppy, nah, that's just my opinion. You know, that's straddling the line right there. You know, that's straddling the line, and that's showing y'all brothers that these folk, it's all about they friends. You know what I'm saying? That's why I represent that Samurai Digital Dog Show, man. You know, say what you want to say, but you ain't got to worry about all that stuff over there. And you ain't even got to drive no damn well. That's why, man, when we have a pit bull show over there, or them brothers have a pit bull show over there, with the Digital Dog Show, it's pit bulls being judged. It ain't no Rottweilers, Cane Corsos, and stuff being judged with no pit bull, unless it's a all-around dog show for all dogs. You know? And it's a great show if it's an all-around show that any dog can enter. But if it's a Presa Canary show, you think they're gonna let a pit bull enter? If it's a Belgian Malinois show, you think they're gonna let a pit bull enter? If it's a poodle show, you think they're gonna let a pit bull enter? But no, a pit bull show, let a Cane Corso take a placement on the podium. And them pit bull brothers are furious. You know, the pit bull brothers are furious. I told y'all already, you know, y'all the one call these shots when it comes to these dog shows y'all going to. You know, y'all call the shots. If y'all don't go, then I mean, what? You don't think you can make a bigger dog show down in Alabama than that Nationals that y'all just went to? If you get all the brothers who ain't bull jiving and y'all get together in Alabama and y'all call y'all folk down in Alabama for the Nationals or wherever it's gonna be at, look at the difference, man. That's why I told brothers, man, stop relying on these folk to give you a good time when you can show yourself a good time. All they doing is renting out a damn pavilion, and getting promoting it. Brothers, you can do that yourself if it gotta come to the point of not being judged fairly. Not being judged equally when it comes to these dogs. Oh, because Forbidden Forest is at the Nationals, they automatically win. Why they automatically win? Because different people throughout the community that was at them shows already heard different judges saying Forbidden Forest is going to be the ones that be the overall winner at the end of the day. So it's just a lot of foolery that be going down while we trying to get these brothers to go to these shows. ADBA working their ass, at least that national show, showing that they working their ass against us to push you out this way. You know, when you want people to come, you treat people like you want them to come. You welcome people. You know, you treat them welcome. You throw things to make and bring more people in. ADBA is not throwing things to bring more people in. They're not trying to attract other people to come into these shows. They want it to be just how it is, and the same people keep getting the same acknowledgments for the rest of the decade. So I told y'all brothers, man, you gotta stick up for and rock and support the people that's out here supporting you out here, man. You know, brothers got gassed up and drove thousands of miles to go to this ADBA dog show. Thousands of miles, man, from all across the country going to this show. Just to get shitted, just to get tricked, just to get played out their money. Many brothers got their money back. Because brothers already knew, once they seen that Cane Corso win, this ain't the kind of dog show I want to compete in. You know, this ain't the kind of show I want to compete in. You know, and then I got brothers, you know, they say it's a trick to that. They can't do nothing about the events where your dog is actually doing the work. The events that your dog is actually doing the work, they can't cheat in. They can't give it to their friends. The dog is doing the talking. That's why I told brothers before, when the dogs do the talking, you have a lot less bullshit and foolery going on. You know, let the dogs do the talking, man. And stop, like I said, let the dogs do the talking. PBK9s, we out.